So, welcome to our spoilers review of Glass Sword, and let me say that I am so sad that this book did not turn out.
You know, I rated the Twilight rewrite 2 out of 5 on Goodreads.
Oh, wow. And this one was a 1, wasn't it?
This one was a 1, yeah.
I rated this one 1. There was nothing redeemable about this book for me.
I was bored, and that's the thing, because at least, comparing it to a lot of other books that I've read that I haven't enjoyed, at least with Twilight, I was being critical. I was looking at different readings of the book, so that was interesting. Like the Fever series, you know, it's not good, but you know, it's like addictive and fun and stupid, and like you fly through it. With this, I was just like, get to the point, like, stop dragging it out, I don't care.
There was just nothing in it you liked, right?
Yeah.
I felt the same way. Every minute I spent reading this, I'm like, I can't wait to get to something better. Can't wait for this to be over. And I really don't care. Don't care. Mare in this book is so whiny and bitchy.
My problem was that she was overdramatic.
Yes.
I compared her a lot to Katniss, because when Katniss starts to get really in her head, it's really straight to the point. She's not describing her PTSD or what's freaking her out in flowery language. She's just like, this is what's upsetting me. This is how I feel.
I can't deal with this.
I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. And you can see her dissent in her language, and I think that's really, really well done. Here, Mare is just kind of like, oh, you know, like, Cal and this. It's very wishy-washy and very kind of like,
I am a sword in the flesh, and
just like, no, it's, get to the point, focus on what you're doing. Don't give me like a 5-page monologue breaking up what you're feeling between the, you know, the two things you're supposed to be doing. Interact with the other characters!
Please, for the love of God. Which she doesn't, because most of this book is her inner monologue, and she just shuts down when it comes to communicating with other people. Shuts down.
If anyone argues with her, she's just like, no.
Thank you for your honesty. I'm done.
Like we said in the review, she's fighting with Clorn for like the majority of the book. I don't remember exactly what sparked this argument.
I don't even remember why it was solved. Like, it just...
He just starts talking to her again at some point, and it's just like...
She's like, oh, okay, you can come on this mission. He's like, great, we're friends now. And you're like, oh, God, why? With Cal, he has this kind of interesting struggle where, you know, his mother and the brother he loved, or his stepmother and the brother he loved, made him behead his father, so that's super freaking traumatizing.
And the fact that he says this to Mare, he's just like, she left me aware. I was fully aware of what I was doing, and I couldn't stop myself from doing it. That's like just another level to the trauma. And Mare's just like, oh.
That sucks.
That sucks.
He's probably gonna leave me at some point. He's
like,
not invested in this.
Oh my God. And she's just constantly, I'm like, we can't be together because it's a distraction. I'm like, this whole not being together is the distraction. That's what this is.
Oh my God. And yeah, and she's like, oh, he's not invested in this. He's gonna leave. But she never talks to him about it. She's not like, hey, what are you gonna do? What are you feeling? Hey, buddy, what's going on with Cal?
He almost leaves once, and she's just like, you can't leave us here.
he's like, oh.
And then he stays. And I'm just like, Cal, you should have left.
Just go.
Just go.
Just go. And honestly, he was way closer to Maven than she ever was.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge heartbreak. He's now pretty much has every one of his countrymen against him.
And those who would be with him are either dead or incarcerated.
Now he's forced to ally with the Reds, who don't like him either.
Yeah.
So,
see, if the book was from his perspective, I think it would have been a lot more interesting. He's displaced.
Yeah.
And I could believe his struggle more. Like with Mare, it's just...
Your family's there. You've said hi to them and then walked right off again.
And then complain about, you know...
having to kill people. And you kind of feel guilty, but you don't really. So you start feeling more guilty, and it's like...
the part that, just annoyed the crap out of me is so we meet this other character near the end of the book. John. And he tells them, okay, I can see the future, and you need to go and you need to save this one girl. You need to protect her. And so they go and they find this girl, her name is Cameron, and she can negate powers. Like, completely. And, like, not only at that, but she can stop you from breathing. She can just shut you down. Like, power off, you're dead. And that's a really cool power. And so we bring her into the prison, and we go into this room, and there's a control room, and they just kill everyone. And Cal's just like, what the hell are you doing? Stop this. They're begging you. And she's just like, she keeps killing them because she's like, oh, dead, like,
look,
dead
I made a choice.
And I'm just like, your descent into, like, cruelty, I don't buy it. Because it was kind of like, whoop.
Yeah, it's just like she's decided that, hey, if people are gonna look at me as evil, I'll just do what I can to just...
And in comparison to Young Elites, how Marie Lu does it, it's so subtle. Like, every choice that her main character makes sense. And you follow her down this little path of darkness, and you don't realize it until the very end, and you look at it, because everything she's done seems justified. And you turn around, and you're just like, holy shit. With this, it's just like, you're killing people, Mare. You're killing innocent people.
And nothing for these characters is personal.
No.
Nothing. They're just kind of like, well, I'm here because silvers are bad, and I've been a red my whole life, and life has sucked for me, so I'm gonna be in this red guard over here. And you're like, yes, life is horrible for you, but I don't know, like, does it
show me why?
Yeah.
Show me. Don't tell me. Don't, like, yes, okay, Cameron, your brother was taken and put in this thing. Yes.
You know what? She was believable.
She was believable. She was the only one. Everybody else, it was just like, I was on the front lines in the battle here.
Yeah.
Show me the trauma. Don't just have you tell Mare and Mare negate it. Like, show problems. Maybe fear of using your power kind of manifests as like a block.
Or, you know, like, you've got the shakes when you have to do certain things. Or some kind of, like, physical sign or just, like, tick or
nightmares.
something.
Like, the only person who has nightmares is Cal. And that's fine with me. Because, yet again, Cal, believable.
Oh my gosh. And I don't know how she manages to make some of these things boring. Like, they sat there and they trained the people with powers, and you could have some really amazing scenes where their powers go wrong, or their powers do something completely incredible.
Like, between filming scenes, I was, like, acting out this bit for Chelsey, which will probably be on a blooper reel, where I was, like, trying to explode a rock in my hand and it goes horribly wrong. Like, where's that? That would be...
so funny. So funny. Right? And there's no joy anywhere in this novel. Mare, like, at one point, Mare's like, oh, you know, Shade and Farley getting together makes me happy. And then I went to talk to Cal, and all joy was killed. And it was, like, between, like, one sentence. And I'm like...
But this is something that I've definitely noticed a lot in current media, where everything has to be dark. Have you noticed that? Where it's like, everyone has to die left, right, and center. No one can be happy. Everything has to be kind of in, like, grayscale, like, blue tones. And I'm sick of it.
It's because it doesn't add anything.
Show me what you're fighting for.
Yeah. If everything is awful, then there's no winning.
Yeah. Give me something to hope for. Give me something to want to see happen. Because all I feel right now is just like, it is gonna suck. And everybody who comes out on the other end is going to be broken.
There was this one thing I kind of liked, is when they meet John, the psychic guy who can see everything that's ever going to happen. And he's like, oh, blah, 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 go rescue this girl. And by the way, when Farley doubts, tell her the answer to her question is yes. And Mare's like, okay, blah, 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 blah. So she goes home and she's like, hey guys, we've got to go rescue these people in prisons. This guy, this random red guy that we met told me that that's what we have to do, and I totally believe him. And Farley goes, how do we know he's not working for the Silvers? And Mare's like, nah, I totally believe him. It's fine. And then later on, after everything has gone to shit, at one point, Mare's like to Farley, oh, the answer to your doubt is yes. And Farley collapses because, I don't know, I guess she thought she was pregnant, and it turns out she's pregnant. But I thought it was really clever because that was the first doubt that Farley ever expressed after, you know, they met this guy, and it turned out to be true. This guy had betrayed them. He was actually working for the Silvers. So I thought if that's what she intended to do, good on her. Because I think a lot of people probably missed that.
I missed it because I was bored.
Yeah. I was just trying to, like, guess the ending so I could get through it faster.
I was let down.
I was totally let down.
I was really excited for this one because I liked that it was kind of like a blending between fantasy and science fiction. And that is like a near and dear thing to my heart where you blend those two genres because it's so much fun to have like the tropes from both those worlds. But I was so bored. And like there were some really cool powers that we just breezed over. Like there's this kid who everything he touches dies.
That's traumatizing as fuck.
But you know what? He's shuffled to the back.
Like, you never see him
again. He's just one of the children.
Half her team dies and she's kind of like, oh.
And at one point she even says, she's like, lost 45 for 300. Guess that's not a bad deal. Feel kind of bad thinking that, but it's not a bad deal. And I'm just like,
whoa there. Can we think of them as people and not numbers?
Oh. And you know what? Okay, Maven. Maven could be really friggin' creepy.
He is, kinda.
But Maven's starting to leave Mare notes with bodies. And I'm just like, that's like so messed up. And it's just like mentioned like twice, you know, like she gets one of the notes and then she like reads them when she thinks Cal's asleep.
Like, they could have been like, think about how creepy love letters on a dead body could have been.
Yeah.
And like how that could have messed with her, but instead we get whiny Mare about.
And so the book ends with Mare surrendering to Maven, and he puts a collar around her and tells her to kneel, and she kneels, and surprise, John is there too.
Yeah, and she had given herself up to Maven to spare her friends, which I don't know how she could have thought would work, because Maven would totally have been like, okay, now that I have you under my control, Cal in the cage, and everybody else in the cage, and you're all my prisoners forever.
See, if I were Maven, I would kill her.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I thought it was going to end.
Would have been amazing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, like, new protagonist next book!
Hey!
Yes.
But no. No. Yeah. But we're going to have to read the next one because we're already 2 for 3.
Yep.
We're not holding our breath.
Nope.
So, thank you for watching our spoiler review, guys.
Tell us what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? What did you like about the book? What did you not like about the book?
This is a very polarizing book.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys later.